Over 1 million pickup trucks were repossessed in the United States last year. Right now, 800,000 unsold trucks sit on dealership lots collecting dust. And the average new truck today costs $64,000. This market isn't slowing down, it's breaking apart. Here's exactly why and what it means for your wallet. Let's start with the cold, hard truth. In 2025, over 2.5 million vehicles were repossessed across the United States. Out of all those repossessions, cars, SUVs, vans, everything, more than 1 million were pickup trucks, making trucks the single most repossessed vehicle category in the country. Trucks make up just over 20% of all vehicles on the road, yet they account for nearly 40% of all repossessions. That ratio is completely out of balance, and it's getting worse. Right now, 3.1 million brand new vehicles sit unsold on dealership lots across America. Of those, 800,000 are trucks, midsize, full-size, heavy-duty, bleeding dealerships dry every month. Here's the part that stings. Every one of those trucks sits on a line of credit, like a giant credit card. The dealership doesn't own them outright. It pays interest on every unit every month. The longer they sit, the more money the dealership loses. And yet prices keep climbing. Something has to give. The price escalation on pickup trucks over the last decade has been jaw-dropping. In 2016, a fully loaded Chevy Silverado 1500 LTZ, leather seats, every feature, the top trim, ran between $41,000 and $45,000. That was the premium option. Fast forward to 2026, and that same price point, around $43,000, now gets you a base Silverado 1500 work truck, single cab, cloth interior, steel wheels, no spray-in bedliner, and a turbocharged 4-cylinder engine. That's your $43,000 truck today. Meanwhile, a Silverado LT, not even the LTZ, just the LT, starts around $65,550. A fully loaded GMC Sierra at 4X runs $87,025. And at one GMC dealership, the cheapest heavy-duty truck on the lot was a Sierra 2500 SLT at $85,505. It's not just GM. A Toyota Tacoma SR5, one of the most basic midsize trucks on the market, is priced above $47,000. A Chevy Colorado, once a genuinely affordable compact option, is pushing $56,000. The GMC Canyon is nearly $63,000. A midsize truck, $63,000. Vehicle prices have risen at a pace that far outstrips wage growth, and that gap isn't closing. It's widening every year. You'd think with 800,000 unsold trucks piling up, dealerships would be slashing prices to move inventory. Some are. But plenty are still playing the same old games. Take a 2026 Ford F-150 XLT with an MSRP of $66,720. By the time you look at the window sticker, the price has jumped to $70,790. Additional dealer profit, $2,400, literally written on the sticker as a line item. Then nitrogen-filled tires for $295, an environmental protection package for another $295, window tint for $285, and an anti-theft system nobody asked for at $790. That's over $4,000 in add-ons on a truck that's already overpriced. And the discounts on the expensive trucks? Laughable. An $82,000 Silverado 2500 LTZ, marked down by just $4,500, roughly 5% off a truck that's arguably 40% overpriced. The strategy is simple. Stretch the loan as long as possible, keep the monthly payment just low enough to feel survivable, and let the buyer drown slowly over 72 or even 84 months. 7-year loans on a depreciating asset, that's the reality for millions of Americans right now. Here's where it gets dangerous. More than half of all truck loans taken out last year exceeded $1,000 a month, and over a fifth were written for 84-month terms, 7 years of payments. Here's the math that should stop you cold. You buy a $64,000 truck today. In 5 years, it might be worth $30,000 if you're lucky. That's $34,000 in depreciation, and if you're still on an 84-month loan, you haven't even paid it off. You're underwater, owing more than the truck is worth. Then there's the used truck trap. People think buying used saves money, but used truck interest rates are running 11 to 12% nationally, compared to roughly 7% for new. The sticker price is lower, but you're paying a much higher rate over a 60 or 72-month loan, and in many cases you end up paying more overall than you would have for the new one. The savings are an illusion, and used truck values have climbed 6.2% year over year, narrowing the gap even further. This is the part most people skip, and it's quietly sending trucks straight to the repo lot. Buyers crunch the loan numbers, stretch the term, make it work on paper, then drive off the lot and the insurance bill hits. Premiums on $65,000 to $87,000 trucks can be brutal, stacked on top of a $1,000 plus loan payment, a mortgage, groceries, and everything else that's gotten more expensive. People can just barely afford the loan payment after stretching themselves thin, and then insurance bleeds them out on top of it. It's a major reason so many trucks get repossessed, not because people didn't want to pay, but because they never saw the full picture before they signed. Call your insurance company and get a quote before you buy, not after. That number can change everything. There's another layer to this collapse that goes beyond price. Modern trucks have become over-engineered and, in many cases, less reliable. Think about what a pickup used to be: simple, rugged, a naturally aspirated V6 or V8, easy to work on, built to last. That truck is nearly extinct. Today, almost every mid-sized truck runs a turbocharged four-cylinder: the Colorado, the Canyon, the Ranger, the Tacoma. Engines that used to be simple and honest are now stuffed with complexity, and that complexity costs you in both reliability and repair bills. The Nissan Frontier is one of the last trucks standing with a naturally aspirated 3.8-liter V6, which is exactly why it's becoming a smart buy. Many Nissan dealers are knocking $6,000 to $8,000 off MSRP. Increasingly, that's the exception, not the rule. Then there's Toyota, the brand built on reliability above all else. The Tundra and Tacoma of old were legendary for lasting 300,000 miles without issue. But Toyota has acknowledged manufacturing debris left inside engines across multiple recent model years, and many observers believe it points to a deeper design issue, not just a production slip. A 2026 Tundra SR5, one of the most basic trims available, now costs over $61,000. A 1794 edition pushes $76,000. And buyers are paying that price while wondering whether the engine will hold up. The simplicity, affordability, and reliability that made Toyota trucks worth buying are all gone. Here's the uncomfortable truth nobody in the industry wants to say out loud. Pickup trucks have stopped being tools and started being trophies. Walk any dealership lot and you'll see Denali's, at 4XS, High Countries, King Ranches, Platinum Editions. Trucks with $97,000 price tags and chrome wheels you'd be afraid to scratch, massive beds you'll never actually load. Automakers figured out long ago that the margin on a loaded trim is dramatically higher than a base model. Same assembly line, same platform, but charge $30,000 more for leather and a bigger screen, and profits explode. So they pushed high-spec trucks relentlessly, and for a while, Americans bought them. That era is ending, because most people simply can't afford the loaded trims anymore. They want the basic, stripped-down work truck they can actually pay for, and automakers, who built their business model around the loaded version, are scrambling to catch up. We've also normalized trading in for a new truck every 3 to 5 years, chasing what we see online or in a neighbor's driveway. But that's starting to shift. People are holding on to their trucks longer, doing the maintenance, making it work, because the alternative, an $1,100 a month payment on a depreciating asset for 7 years, is financial suicide. Let's call it what it is. The collapse isn't coming. It's already here. The signs are everywhere. 800,000 unsold trucks on lots, dealerships paying flooring interest on every one of them every month, leftover 2025 models still sitting unsold in mid-2026, repossession rates at historic highs, and loan terms stretching to 84 months just to make payments feel survivable. And here's the domino effect that makes it worse. The 2.5 million people who had vehicles repossessed last year aren't coming back to the new truck market anytime soon. Their credit is wrecked, And that's 2.5 million buyers removed from the market, a number that grows every month prices stay where they are. Dealerships keep wondering why inventory won't move. The answer is staring them in the face. 5% off a truck that's 40% overpriced never cut it, and American buyers are finally calling the bluff. The manufacturers who adapt fastest, who bring prices back to reality, offer real incentives, and stop treating every truck like a luxury status symbol, are the ones who'll survive what's coming. The ones who don't will be left with lots full of $97,000 trucks and no one left to buy them. 1 million trucks repossessed. 800,000 sitting unsold. Prices still climbing. The collapse isn't coming, it's here.